All right. Good evening, everybody. Afternoon, evening. Could be, I don't know where you are, but welcome to Hacking Gourmet. I am Fred Rui, your meter-rater. This is only partially my circus and none of my monkeys. So anything can happen here. Thank you for joining us. Tonight's episode is Wood Butcher Strikes Again. Now, I'm not going to give anything away. We have a guest. We may have actually said last week who the guest was. So maybe we already gave it away. I don't know, but the Wood Butcher might give you an idea who we got coming in here. But anyway, before we do that, little housekeeping. This is a good time to support our growth. Share the live feed on Facebook. You just hit that little share button. And then your aunt thinks you're really cool, or whoever follows you on Facebook. I don't know. This helps us reach a larger audience, and it's pretty much greatly appreciated. So find and follow us on Hacking Gourmet on Instagram. Subscribe, do all the things. Share to your friends. Be really cool. Be the cool kid and share a show. Help somebody out. Anyway, tonight's pretty special episode. We'll be announcing something really, really cool. It's a new partnership, and we're super, super excited about it. And this is going to have all sorts of ramifications going forward. And we might have you guys involved in the process. You never know. Could be some cool stuff. We have a great show, great guests. And let me welcome Brian and Carney to the show immediately.
What's up, Fred?
Guys, how you doing?
Good evening.
Good evening.
I love how two revisions that we have to make. It's the Wood Butcher Strikes Back.
What did I say?
I don't know, actually. I think the Wood Butcher Strikes Again.
Well, I was already working on the sequel because we talk about them so much. Well, hey, man, if you want to go back to, if you want to create an origin series out of this, we can do that. We can go back to the very beginning. That's fine.
Well, coincidentally, I'd popped up on the screen here. Our friend Cole Averill, I'll put it up again. He said the next show should be Revenge of the Propane.
There we go. That's good. That's good.
Anyway, yeah. Hi, Fred. How's it going? You got a beautiful setting. I'm very jealous.
Well, actually, today it looks like it's nice out today on the river, but the river's a fickle friend. It's a tough mistress, and today's been a windy day and not a good day out on the river. So we kind of hold up in the house a little bit today. I had soup for lunch, of all things. So that just tells you it's like a high of 60 today. I think we're 63. That's our high today.
You had burnt ends for breakfast, though.
Well, I did have burnt ends for breakfast. It's not all soup. I mean, yeah, actually, this entire weekend has been salt block, bacon burnt ends last night, which make an awesome hash for breakfast. Bratwurst. I don't know. It's been a pretty good Labor Day weekend, actually. And tonight will be a chicken. Oh shoot! What do you call a stuffed chicken thing? I don't know. Stuffed chicken thing.
Stuffed chicken.
Yeah,
stuffed chicken, I think, right?
Chicken Kiev, I think, or something like that.
Nice. Beautiful.
What do you call a patty between two buns? I forget.
I think it's called a sandwich, which we're both making tonight. So the last couple of weeks has been exciting for me. I was in a golf outing last week, and I was, of course, the most obnoxious person at the golf outing. I was ringing air horns in people's backswings. That was an incredible, fun experience. Yeah, it was great. We did it. There was 36 groups, so I did it 36 times. So there was 36 people that hated me, and like 250 people thought I was the funniest person alive. But that was exciting. I got to go back to some cigar shops, and I actually did a fun cigar event and steak event in my hometown of Lincoln, Maine this past week on Friday to kick off the Labor Day weekend. We did a New York strip loin, and we did lamb chops and hot dogs. It was a blast, and there'd never been a cigar event in my town, so people had no idea what that was. So we had that. It was awesome. So yeah, cigar event was fun in Lincoln, Maine. So that's what I've been up to the last couple weeks on my end. So it's been 2 weeks, been an exciting 2 weeks.
Well, last week we came off of last week episode, which was the Grilling Nemo, which everybody can catch on the YouTube, on the Google, on the Facebook. I just like putting D in front of it. It makes it sound so much more professional. And obviously on hackinggourmet.com. So, Brian, what have you been doing? What have you been cooking the last week? I've seen the photos, he asks knowingly, but hey, I'm just going to roll with it.
Yeah, just roll with it. Well, I've been doing a lot of smoking. I did Australian Wagyu beef ribs. Did a little bit of everything this week. Did the breakfast for dinner thing again, and just still stuck at home. I can't travel, and I'm just going crazy, man. I'm getting a little worried that I'm not going to be able to get on the road again, man. It's killing me.
Are you going out? Like, are you anywhere local at all, or are you just literally just holed up in your house?
I can go local, but I can only go local so many times. You know, show up 3 times in one day. It's like, yeah, we're good.
yeah. Thanks. We're good.
Hopefully into this month, 1st of October, we'll be able to start getting on the road again. Start doing events, start doing meet and greets again. It's about time.
I think we're all hoping that. We're definitely all hoping to get out there again. So, Brian, I got you on here right now. So what are you cooking today?
So I'm going to do a spicy roast beef sandwich with spicy mustard and barbecue sauce, onions, peppers, Swiss cheese, and a little bit of jalapeno in there. And then I'm going to do some homemade onion rings that I'm soaking in buttermilk right now. And I've got a dredge with flour, cornstarch, breadcrumbs, salt, pepper, garlic.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, before I move onward towards what will be a guest and sponsorship, talking about that, let me jump over to Carney and find out what he is making for today's show.
So I'm doing a barbecue rib sandwich, and I made a rhubarb barbecue sauce, which was what we did at the beginning of the summer. I think that might even been Memorial Day weekend. But at the beginning of the summer, I had a rhubarb barbecue sauce I made. So rhubarb, tomato paste. I have crushed tomato in there, salt, vinegar, brown sugar, red wine. Red wine was what I parboiled the ribs on. I went live a little early. I parboiled the ribs for about 2 hours in red wine. They got a good color to it, so I'll show you everybody that before they go on the grill. We got country-style pork ribs, Worcestershire sauce went in the sauce. We're going to be putting that on brioche bread that's going to be soaked in bacon fat and then grilled on the grill. We're going to be putting some sweet onions on there and homemade dill pickles. Then we're doing a basic tomato basil salad with sweet baby tomatoes. Coincidentally, it was really hard to find basil today, so I made fake basil out of sage and mint. So this will be a tomato, sage, and mint salad with shallots, white balsamic vinegar, a little balsamic glaze, and some olive oil. And then I was in Massachusetts last week, and this is the Mama Tobacco-inspired potato salad. This will be red bliss potatoes, salt, pepper, garlic, bacon, dill pickles, dill pickle juice, mustard, light mayo, olive oil, and Mama Tobacco is watching, and she gave me a couple other pieces of advice for the recipe here. It's not exactly, but it's inspired. We got hard-boiled eggs that are going to be going in there, a little bit of white vinegar, and bacon grease. And one thing I do want to say is one of our, this is a really interesting week. We've got this recipe that was inspired by one of our viewers, and then our friend Wade Hill actually brought me a bunch of herbs this week, and I used every single one of them. So the sage, the sage, the chives I'll be using, the mint I used, and then the rosemary that he brought me. I actually put the rosemary in with the parboil on the barbecue pork. So I've got a few viewer things that we've had and a few recommendations, and you send stuff in, we'll turn it into something. So yeah, should be exciting. Barbecue sandwich, tomato basil salad, Mama Tobacco inspired German potato salad.
I'm excited about that. You both have something that's interesting. So Brian taking on the onion rings, when you kind of put down the gauntlet of being the onion ring guy in the very beginning, is going to be interesting. And then basically, I just think you're making a gourmet version of the McRib sandwich. But exactly. I'm going to see how it plays out. I'm going to see how that plays out. Let's talk about one of our first sponsors, Wood Butcher Maine, not Wood Butcher LA, not Wood Butcher California. Those guys are jerks. No, there is no other wood butcher. There's Wood Butcher Maine, introducing durable and attractive wooden creations for your kitchen, backyard grill using some Maine wood. Actually, Maine actually has wood and other exotic wood species. Wood Butcher Maine products include butcher blocks. You knew that one. Cutting boards. You see it on the show. Coasters, grill grate cleaners, which surprised the heck out of me how awesome they were. And the Hacking Gourmet favorite, the red oak cigar ashtray and cocktail coaster. Try saying that 5 times fast, which is one of my favorite because I keep my snacks in it with the drink. Anyway, plus many more. Wood Butcher Maine team's passion for food, the Pine Tree State, which we've all learned, Maine's the Pine Tree State, and craftsmanship of the highest quality is shown in every piece. Visit woodbutchermaine.com. Explore the collection. Some really cool stuff on there. And by the way, as just luck would have it, what are the odds of this? What are the odds I just come off that read, and guess what? Guess who our guest is? We have Aaron right here on the show. Yeah, I know what you're saying. You're saying, no way. You couldn't possibly have Aaron Smith on the show. Well, you know what? We know people. This show's grown so much. We actually not only have him, we have the image of him there in the corner. If you're watching live right now, we have a silhouette of him with a fat hat. And now, about to go to Aaron, but you know what? His phone just completely fell. Camera just fell. So in true Hacking Gourmet fashion, we're totally making this up as we go along. So let's.
He fits right in already. He already fits in.
Yeah, I mean, you got a long way to go to get our train wreck level of a show that can happen. But welcome to the show, man. Aaron's also a mute, so we can't actually hear what he's saying. Maybe
yeah, we're gonna have to unmute.
you gotta unmute, Aaron. This isn't.
We
There we go. I hear you now.
So I'm gonna hold one of my devices up first because it's pretty windy right now, so it's been knocked over a few times. But I appreciate being on. Thanks for the welcome. Hopefully the wind dies down and I can just set this. If not, I might have to resort to one device. But
it was an awesome entrance, really. I mean, and very appropriate for the show. And I know you've seen some of the episodes. I know. We're told you don't ever miss an episode. That you do big Hacking Gourmet screening parties at your house. You're pretty much you're running around flags and all the other stuff. I got it. Yeah, I'm totally making that up.
And it's the first episode that you've actually had a hack on, so it's going to be perfect.
There we go. No, you're underestimating some of our guests, but anyway. So welcome. So we got your stuff, obviously. So tell me a little bit about the whole Wood Butcher thing. What got you started in it?
Yeah. So basically, I'll try to make this quick. Me and my wife bought a house, and as a lot of people do, you kind of get on that HGTV kick. And you want to mimic everything you see, and then you realize what it costs. So instead of buying $3,000 farmhouse tables or any type of decoration, I kind of borrowed a chop saw and built one myself. It was terrible, but it kind of got me going. It kind of got me going in that direction, and I figured my next project, I wanted to make a little cutting board because I cut meat for a living, so I thought it'd go hand in hand, have it for the kitchen, and kind of got hooked from there, and pretty much slowly started focusing on more of the, the kitchen aspect of woodworking, cutting boards, like you said, the grill scrapers. So it's pretty much what I've been doing since. Full-time job, married to 2 kids, and trying to get as much woodworking done on the side as I can.
Nice. So before we get into what you're cooking, tell me what made you think of the grill scraper? Because that was like something that, like, when Jonathan first started, I was like, I don't know about this. This is really weird. And then once it breaks in, it's perfect.
So I've seen one similar. It's quite a bit bigger, made out of a hardwood. And I talked about it with someone I actually cut meat with, and he had something similar, but with the hardwood, it wasn't really cured or finished, so it would get a little rotty or moldy, dry out pretty good. So I figured if I could kind of give my own design. We live in Maine, there's traffic and loud big trucks driving by.
Yeah, it's a small state. That's like the one car going through Maine. We're good.
So basically, yeah, I figured, if I could make one that's a little more weather resistant, a little more durable, cedar would be the way to go. It's a soft wood, so it would adhere or at least form to your grill grates a little quicker than a hardwood. And if you have to leave it outside in the rain and the weather, that it might last a little longer than some of the other hardwood ones.
No, I like them. I think that it's probably the second time I used it. It was already forming to the space of where the grates are and stuff, so it worked out real well. And I do like that coaster thing, which, by the way, I thought they really were for snacks, which is why I always make that joke, because I thought the extra second one was for snacks, and it works fine. But tell me
for snacks
what you're
and sandwiches. So I'm cooking. Okay, so maybe I can just kind of show you a little bit here.
Oh, there we go.
And I'll explain it. What we have is, I'm going to do smash burgers on my griddle. I've got this thing after I built my deck this summer, and I've almost used it exclusively. And I'm going to give you a demonstration. I cut some chuck steaks. I'm going to cut those up, throw them in my grinder, and use those for smash burgers. So I'm going to be doing up some bacon cheese dogs, and I actually have a little inadvertent twist I want to do on those in compliments to the smash burgers. On brioche buns, I got some chopped onions and some applewood smoked bacon I kind of prepped up before the show. So yeah, that's what I got going on right here.
Well, I gotta tell you, you already get mad respect for the only person that's ever brought a grinder to the show, like live on the show. So that you just elevated a huge level in the guest list when we do the best of or something like that. We should have a best of, but we're gonna need a lot more content for a best of now that I think about it. Bloopers reel we have down pat. We could do a bloopers reel like nobody's business.
Oh yes, I'll make that for sure.
I don't know. So anyway, let me go back over to Carney and Brian, or get everybody in here, and Carney Sizzle Cam, and which has a sponsor. I mean, his Sizzle Cam actually has a sponsor.
Yeah, we're on the Sizzle Cam right now. Sizzle Cam, sponsored by La Flor Dominicana Premium Cigars. I happen to be the vice president of that company, so I guess it's a fitting sponsorship. There's nothing going on the Sizzle Cam right now, but I do see why you guys like using bacon, because I've been eating it while you guys were talking.
Oh, yeah.
But the first thing I'm going to prepare here is I'm not going to put these ribs on quite yet. I said they've been parboiled. So you can see right here, the Sizzle Cam, you should be able to see. Apparently you can't see on the Sizzle Cam, so we might have to just go to my screen here. But we got parboil here. You can see I did this in wine. So I did this in wine, so it's purple around the outside. I parboiled them for about 2 hours, super tender. I'm going to let these soak in the barbecue sauce for a bit. We're going to put them on very last thing. And I'm going to prep up my my potato salad. I prepared a lot of things ahead of time today. So I boiled the potatoes, and we're just going to be putting together the potato salad. Now I'll be adding the mayo, the mustard, the bacon, the dill pickles, and all of those things. So Aaron's getting muted again. We'll go back to him shortly. Just make sure you unmute. There we go. I sound like we're like air traffic control there for a moment.
It does, actually. I had no idea. Now I'm like, oh my God.
So parboiled pork, prepared ahead of time. This is just an example today. As I said, most of the stuff I did it took a little bit of time to prepare, but so there won't be a lot going on in the grill cam today. But I said the first thing I'm going to do is set this aside, put some barbecue sauce on, and start that potato salad.
Nice. All right. Well, let me jump over to Brian. I'm the guy in the circle. This is weird. I feel I've never been like in the circle, so I want to like look up, like see where I'm supposed to be looking to see somebody, kind of like the Brady Bunch. Like there's Brian up there, So anyway, Brian, what do you? I saw you soaking the onion rings. I don't know if everybody can see that, or I was just like behind the scenes. We got some new camera stuff we're doing. I mean, this is, So I know you're not in the McRib special. Everybody, I think Coop said something in the chat room there about we need to have a McRib special. Absolutely, we do. But this is about you. This isn't about the McRib. This isn't about me. This is even about the McRib or me. This is about you and the onion rings and what you're cooking right now.
Yeah, so I got the onion rings setting up right now. I'm softening some onions.
Hold on. Time out. You're not even on camera. Jonathan's like got everybody on camera other than you. So if I could get Jonathan to step back over here, get everybody else's ass off the camera. There we go. And let's actually get Brian, the guy talking, on camera. There we go, Brian. You're up. You're live now.
All right, so I'm making a little jus for the roast beef sandwich. I've got the onion rings sitting. They've been dredged. They're going to set up for a minute. And I got some onions, red bell pepper, jalapenos, and garlic in the pan that's softening up. They're going to caramelize. I'm going to put Swiss cheese on top of that. And then when the roast beef is ready, that's going to go on top of the roast beef with a little spicy mustard and some Aaron Franklin's barbecue sauce.
Nice, very nice. I didn't know this. So Aaron Franklin, I mean, I know who he is, obviously, but I didn't realize he had a barbecue sauce out like you could buy.
He's got Texas barbecue. He's got pork barbecue sauce. And this, I tell you what, man, this surprised me. He does an espresso barbecue sauce that's pretty damn amazing.
Okay, so now that's the only one that interests. Half these guys, they're really good, but it's like their sauce thing I kind of question. So would you recommend his sauces?
Oh, yeah. Especially,
you got it.
I've done the espresso. I put the pork on ribs, and pork tenderloin came out great. And of course, this is your traditional Texas barbecue sauce. It really doesn't separate itself, so you can pick any barbecue sauce. But the other two are definitely, especially the espresso. I highly recommend it.
Since Brian's here, let me talk about one of our second sponsors, which is Crown Heads, a.k.a. McGee's Smoked Meats, which somehow, like I said, gets equal billing, and we don't know how this works out. But they're bringing you the finest premium cigars and smoked meat experiences because Brian's out there on the road. Well, it has been. And, Southwestern, there we go. Oh, they've got a new one there.
This is the brand new 4 Kicks Sumatra that just hit the shelves this week.
Keep that up, Brian.
This was supposed to be the original 4 Kicks. John Huber voted for Habano wrapper. Ernie Ernesto wanted the Sumatra. We went with Habano, so now we're releasing the 4 Kicks Coppola Special. Just hit shelves this week.
I am going to have to go find that now. Anyway, so really, really good stuff. Visit crownheads.com and at the Crownheads on Instagram. Definitely worth checking out. And I don't know if we can't see that. I do see a camera on there. You can actually see somebody grinding meat on the show right now. Aaron is actually grinding real meat on the show. That's pretty impressive because I don't think we've ever had that.
That's definitely a first. And when he popped on here and he had a meat grinder, and I've been watching his burgers online, I wasn't realizing he was grinding this on his own, which I should have because he's an actual butcher.
Yeah.
So, but he popped the meat grinder cherry for sure.
Yeah. So I had to. That wasn't too loud or anything, or
no, you're all set.
No, you're on mute.
All right, good. I had to do that because it's pretty ridiculous, and I knew it would mute everyone else. So I just wanted to get that done, and I'm gonna take it away. So if you want to take one last look at it, it's my I cut up deer, and it's about good for a deer. Nothing bigger than that, but it handles it pretty well.
So what's your mix that you did for the burgers?
So what I did was I kind of wanted they're chuck steaks, nothing fancy. I like the chuck steak closer to the rib end. Some people will get like what they call a chuck eye or a chuck eye Delmonico off of it for a cut. Has that good boneless short rib still attached. So I feel it makes a good like 80 to 85% grind out of it. And I just kind of wanted to explain that if you ever see ground beef prices really high and you have one of these bad boys and there's a steak on sale for $1.99 or $2.99 and it's got good fat content, you can save a few bucks by throwing it through this and doing what you have to do with it. So, but for the most part, the chuck steak, the fat content, the end cut's probably one of the best grinds for just a basic 85%.
I feel like we should have like a pro tip banner that comes flying across, like the wood butcher gave you this tip. Like, you know what?
I wouldn't
just
call
walk
myself
past that. Well, just walk past that, fancy ground beef and get yourself a chuck steak and just chuck it in the grinder and you're good to go.
Just got to get a grinder. That's about it. And then you're good to
there we
throw
go.
anything through that. Sausage, chicken, turkey.
No, yeah, I saw that on Fargo.
You can do that too. Yeah.
Fred's segment is sponsored by Moon Cheese. So have none of you guys had this
No,
Moon Cheese?
no.
I don't even know what it is.
Oh my Gouda.
Oh, jeez.
So, as you know, I drove across country, so we're like 4,000 miles into it, and like this convenience store had like this little bag of Moon Cheese. And so I'm like, what is this? So I'm like, so I grabbed it. It's like dehydrated cheese. is all it is. It's Nutri-Dried Food Company out of Ferndale, Washington, which I don't think is any. Anyway, so I couldn't find it anywhere. I had this little bag, so I couldn't find it anymore. So I literally ordered a bag of this off Amazon, and it's pretty tasty. But it's got let's see, it's got 1 carb, but it has 11 grams of protein. So I'm like, okay, not that I'm a healthy guy, but I mean, between chocolate and toffee or whatever else, this is kind of a not bad little snack.
So I got my potato salad put together over here, Fred. It's real easy, simple. It's a lot easier to cook on the show when you do most of the cooking prior. So came out pretty nice little potato salad. We're gonna garnish it up here. I'm almost actually ready to plate half my meal. Honestly, I could be done in the next 5 minutes.
Uh-oh, Brian.
Over-under. What's the over-under there?
I can definitely say I won't be done in the next 5 minutes.
The Vegas money.
There's always a first, but I don't think it will be today.
Look, every week that we go by that we're not sued by a movie company for our logos, or
I was wondering about that.
or maybe Smashburger doesn't show up on our doorstep tomorrow saying that we've knocked something off on a griddle. We're good. We're good.
I can't say Smashburger.
It may be trademarked. I'm not quite sure. I know we're good.
Nice.
I know we're
that.
good on the movie covers because the trademark law covers parody. And obviously, when you watch the show, this is certainly a parody.
Right there.
Clearly, it's not. I think you can say Smashburger. I think you're not saying it's their Smashburger, but you can say anything you're trying to knock off.
There's people that say Smashburger all the time. It's a style.
Let's just say it every week and see how long it takes, and then that's a good way to find out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the Smashburger, it's a Smashburger, right?
I don't think you can get in trouble for
Just
that.
2 words.
We're not saying it's their burger.
So we had a discussion about trademarks and things prior to the show. I think we really need someone to help us out with trademarks.
I know people. So do you.
Hey, I do have a butcher question.
Uh-oh,
Yeah.
question.
So I got the sizzle going.
So the local butcher that I use does a cut of meat called the McKinney cut because it's the city they're in, the city I live in. But it's typically referred to as the Denver cut. And is that the sirloin flap that's cut from?
So I think that I've seen you. Have you posted a picture of that before?
It looks like a rectangle cube.
Yeah, to me it looks like the sirloin flap.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like to me. With the grain, does it have like the stringier grain, or is it a little more firm?
Yeah, it's definitely got a lot of marbling to it.
Yeah, I would say that was by looking at it, the flap cut, somewhere down maybe on the flank area or the plate.
Gotcha.
Sorry, my camera's starting to go with no end here.
So if you're just joining,
if
you're just joining us, you probably think Aaron is cooking meatballs, but no, wait for it. Here comes the magic.
Here comes the magic. I'm ripping off the trademark of the smash burger right here.
Burgers that are smashed.
Which, man, I have another grill on my back deck, but when I finished building this one, I know it needed a grill, and I really didn't think I would like this griddle as much as I did, but man, it's unreal. So that's why I'm doing beef on a griddle right now, not an open flame.
Nice. Let me jump over to Brian. Jonathan, if you can throw Brian's camera on. I want to see the onion rings, Brian. Nobody else got to see them but me, which, I'm okay with that, but I think the rest of the world wants to see them. Those look perfect. I don't think I've ever seen as nice onion rings on this show.
Hey,
the meter rater's about to get muted.
Wow, very nice.
He's been trying to get muted for 20 weeks. It's about to happen.
he promises. All right.
Now what are you doing, Brian?
All right. So I don't know if you can see this.
Yeah.
That's the onions, jalapenos, bell pepper, garlic. We'll put some Swiss cheese on there, let it melt, and that'll be ready for the sandwich. I'm about to pull the star. It's resting in the oven. It's a 2-bone Wagyu rib roast. And what I
Is this what you posted pictures of last night?
Yes.
Oh.
It's mustard and anchovy paste with garlic mixed together as a rub around it before I smoke it.
So last week we talked about warning labels, and we talked about originally we wanted to have kind of like some guest submissions on warning labels. You want to talk about that, Jonathan?
Yeah, so we have the warning label of the week. And we actually have, since this is our inaugural official warning label, we're going to have 2 warning labels of the week. Our first warning label is the Vidal Sassoon blow dryer. Instructions for use: do not use while sleeping.
That's fair.
And by the way, there's an endless amount of great warning labels out there, so we'd love your submissions. Oh, yeah. The more the merrier. Even better if they're taken live and in person. But our second warning label is the Dremel Multi-Tool Rotary Tool Owner's Manual. It's kind of tough to see. You zoom in here on the right, and it says this product is not intended for use as a dental drill or in medical applications. Serious personal injury may result.
I thought that's what it was only used for. Oh, I see, because that's model 275. Yeah, you don't use that as a dental. You use 375 for the dental, the cordless one. Yeah,
and they would have put it on there. You know, it's not listed. The 375 is not listed. Yeah. So that's our warning label of the week.
Very nice. Very nice. So in the future, if you come across a warning label, that we should all, help evolutionarily keep ourselves alive. I'm not sure if evolutionarily is a word. Probably not. But anyway, so thank you for those submissions. We appreciate it. All right. Carney, what are you cooking? Where are you?
I'm plating. I'm plating right now.
Oh, wow.
I'm plating. Yeah, I've got...
Nobody won that bet. Nobody won that bet at all.
I'm plating my potato salad here. I've got some hard-boiled egg on top. It's going to look beautiful. So I got that. I got the chives from the Hill Farms that Wade Hill provided for us and his lovely wife. They were over here and dined with us on our last episode. So yeah, I'm just putting some shallots. I'm putting chives on top of that. Hit it with a little fresh ground pepper. And the potato salad's done. And I'm about to place the tomato salad directly in the middle of there. And then my ribs are going to go on. And I'm going to toast the buns. And I'm done. I'm just about done. So I'm here to watch the show. I'm just going to go off the screen for a bit and leave it with you guys here. And let you guys do your thing because I'm all set. I'm done.
Well, I'm going to check back in with Aaron because Aaron is like, I can almost smell all the burgers. I mean, the grill cam from the other side is absolutely, this looks like a professional deal. Now, I'm not sure who else is going to be eating all those burgers, or you're just like, still on mute. So I'm just going to kind of fill time here. There we go. Oh, no. There we go.
We good now?
Yeah, we're good.
All right. Yeah, so I wouldn't call myself a professional by any means, but yeah, I've just got the cooking surface is so quick on this that I just got some cheese melted. I'm going to let these rest for a minute and throw the dogs on, get the onions cooked up, but I use the coarse grind on the grinder plate there, so the patties almost pull apart a little bit, and then once you put the cheese on them, it kind of sinks in, and it almost acts like a binder, if that makes any sense at all. But sometimes they can really crumble if you don't do it in time, which a couple have, but they're held together pretty well.
So the cheese
that's a great tip.
Is basically the cheese is the duct tape for the ground beef. Come on, it's the duct tape of the food world. There you go,
right there. That's a quote. Yes. Falls kind of in between anything that's separating, and then it holds it together, and every bite you get a good amount. So
yeah, there we go. Hashtag cheese duct tape.
cheese duct tape. Man, I should have thought of that.
So it's interesting, Fred, because I think that's a really good tip. And as Aaron keeps saying, he's not a professional. He actually is a professional because he's the only one that actually gets paid to do something involving food that's on this show.
True.
So you're actually the
Raw
only
food.
professional
Raw
on
food.
this here.
Yeah,
But it's still food.
I like
But-
his. I like his. I don't know if you heard it. I like his disclaimer. He's only paid to deal with raw food. So this is.
This is Cook. This is where I'm an amateur. This is where I jump ship.
But I've cooked smash burgers before, and I like them, or I've had some very thin patties, and they're excellent. But I have had issues with keeping them together, and the cheese using the cheese as like a binder is absolutely incredible tip, and something that I'm going to completely take part in a little bit more frequently. Like I think I'll put the cheese on earlier.
Yeah, that's what I eventually ended up doing. Because don't get me wrong, there goes that loud truck again. Don't get me wrong, I've screwed up quite a few patties on this thing because you just got to balance out the heat, the oil content, so it doesn't stick. And when you're throwing it through a grinder with a coarse grind, which is usually, might use that for sausage, they can pull apart, but it just makes them a meaty patty, and then any cheese you throw on it or topping kind of will get sucked into that. So I found that kind of helps in a way. Not all the time, but today it looks like it did all right.
Very nice.
Fred,
Very nice.
we're back in business. We're back in business with the sizzle cam on the Carney side. I think we're back in business.
Oh, all right.
Yep.
Oh, there it is.
We got ribs going on. So we are back to using some charcoal here. If for those paying attention over the weeks, I'm down to 8 bags of charcoal. That means I have used 32 bags of charcoal from my pallet of charcoal that I purchased at the beginning of the
If we go back
spring.
to week 3, I think at week 3, week 4, there was the pallet
I'm
of
on my
charcoal.
6th gas tank. That's crazy.
So ribs are on there, charcoal grill. It's royal oak, so we got oak lump charcoal. Ribs are on there. Those are going to be on there for probably 5 minutes or so at the most. We're just going to get a nice char on it. And then I'm going to start constructing this, toast the buns and start constructing the sandwiches.
So
That's
only
what I'm
because
doing right now, is toasting the buns.
this used to be somewhat of a cigar-related show in some ways too before we branched out. So, Carney, what are you smoking?
I'm smoking the Florida Dominicana chapter 1. I have no idea where I've said it, but chapter 1 was Antonio Gomez's first cigar that he made. I found it. Full-bodied, real nice blend. You know what? I hadn't smoked one for probably 6 months, and I had one this past Thursday, and I was like, man, this is a great cigar. I need to go back to it, and this will be perfect for the show this weekend. So, yeah, chapter 1, delicious. Real good smoke.
Nice. Well, I want to take real quick because it seems to be the spot before everybody starts playing and talk about another sponsor we have. And this is a new sponsor. This is actually a brand new sponsor. Matter of fact, you're going to hear a lot of really cool things. It is Meat and Bone, which is an online butcher shop. They'll do local delivery options as well as national shipping. They focus on quality and consistency. And we've been talking to these guys for quite a while. Jonathan actually has been spending a lot of time with them. Every product they offer has been curated by their expert team and meets the highest standards. They actually have like a chef like permanently on duty or something like that. They sell high quality meats sourced from the best programs in each category at each price point. All of the products have been selected for their quality and they stand behind it. So visit Meat, the letter N, Bone, B-O-N-E, Meat and Bone for ultra premium meats and for gourmet smoke sessions and food packages. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. I've been on their site. They always have Wagyu A5 is always in stock. I was going through their prices, very competitive pricing for the quality they're delivering. So, Jonathan, you want to talk about it because you've actually been spending a lot of time with these guys.
Yeah, Meat and Bone's awesome. I started ordering from them in like March or April. I was looking for some high-end beef deliveries and some diverse offerings. They have very diverse offerings. They offer carpaccios. They offer everything from a high-grade choice beef all the way up to A5 Miyazaki Wagyu, which is amazing. So anyway, I started ordering from them in like March or April, and it came to the house, and I looked at it one day. I'm like, wait, these people are in Miami, Florida, and they're 2 minutes essentially from my office. So it was right around the corner, and I had no idea. So I started connecting up with them a little bit, and we do have some exciting announcements that we're going to make here towards the end of the show about some new interactive programs we have going on and in-person programs. But I connected up with them. They actually have a new Wagyu bar opening up. It's called, I think it's called M&B Wagyu. I may have that wrong, but it's on their website. And we'll be talking about that in other episodes. We may actually have them on the show as guests sometime soon, but we're lucky to, fortunate and lucky to have them on board. I said I bought a lot of their meat when I was down in Miami for the month of end of July and into August. There's a lot of pictures that were posted on the Hacking Gourmet page, and a lot of posts on my personal page, and it was almost exclusively their beef and their meat. So got a lot of fun things going on with them. If you're looking for great meat, if you're looking for farm-raised game meat, which is real popular, they have some great elk rib racks. They have everything. It's a really easy to navigate website. And there's a special section on there that we'll talk about later in the show. But yeah, Meat and Bone, great to have them on there, on as a partner here, and looking forward to all the exciting things that we're going to do together.
Yeah, they've got one of the, I mean, we all deal with a lot of online meat places and stuff, but I gotta say their site is clean. I mean, their site looks really, really good. Pretty impressed by it. Like I said, most of the stuff across the board's been some really good prices across the board there. So I'm looking forward. I'm jealous because where your offices are, you can actually, they'll deliver to you within like 2 hours or something like that.
They'll deliver. They deliver in town. They also have an app. They have the Meat and Bone app. You just go to meatandbone.com, or you go on the App Store on any of your devices, your Apple device or your what is the non-Apple phones called? I didn't even know they existed. Those Android things, that's a phone?
Android.
Yeah, so the Android device, you can get on there and get the Meat and Bone app, and you can order straight from there. And if you live locally, they'll deliver to you that day. And if you order online, it's a maximum of 3-day delivery, but it all comes in temperature controlled containers, and I've never had any issues. And one cool thing they do, for me personally, I'm a huge fan of Jamon Iberico, and the Biota is the one that's all the acorn fed. Essentially means Blackfoot. Pata Negra is what it is. They actually carve it there and ship it to you like fresh carved. So when I did some of the Jamon Iberico stuff on the show and the Iberico pork chops, those are all from Meat and Bone. So they had a huge collection of stuff. And I'm not just gushing over them because they're a partnership. They literally have everything that I like. They have every single kind of meat, every single price point, and their prices are super reasonable. They're A5 Wagyu. They have an A5 Miyazaki Wagyu sirloin Manhattan steak. It's essentially a cut up part of the New York strip that didn't make a complete strip. It's like 8 ounces, and it's only like $50. That steak in a restaurant would be $200. Easy.
Mm-hmm. What I don't know what just happened. I was watching Aaron, and he's going to have to back out of this one. It looked like he was putting Cheese Whiz on the burgers or something like that. So, Aaron, you're going to have to chime in, unmute, and tell me what was going on there. The Cheese Whiz container looking thing. What was that?
Yeah, so I did. Guilty. Cheese Whiz. So
it was really Cheese Whiz?
Yeah, guilty. So
Wow! I was actually
that was a snipe.
Savage. I know. I'm sorry. I didn't think I'd bring Cheese Whiz to the party. Basically, I put it on the hot dog. I filleted the hot dogs, just cut them in half, kind of butterflied them. Put it down the middle, and then I melt some American over it. And the reason I used Cheese Whiz is because, and I don't know if this guy was lying to me or not, because I'm not smart enough to know, but when I cut meat down on coastal Maine, one of my customers was a minor league baseball coach in Pennsylvania, and he said the secret to all the cheesesteaks was some form of Cheese Whiz or like melted cheese that goes on, and then you put the Swiss or provolone or American over it. So I've been doing my steak bombs like that, but with these hot dogs, I just figured I'd give it a shot as well, and I don't know if it makes a difference, but definitely tastes good. Not healthy.
Well, that's all right. Well, one, I'm glad it was on the hot dogs because basically you can't cheapen down a hot dog in my opinion. So I mean, you might as well go for it. I thought it was going on the burners.
No, I didn't want to get too low on the totem pole there, so I just.
I mean, this is not the first time Cheese Whiz has been used on the show, though. I don't think.
No,
it's not. It's not.
Oh,
and
good.
I've noticed every time that it is, it's done without any fanfare. It's always like when someone thinks they're not on camera, they're bringing out the cheese whiz. Wow, look at that! Look at that! Can we get Brian on camera?
Yeah.
Oh wow!
So that's coated.
Ridiculous.
This was coated with mustard, anchovy, and garlic. And then I smoked 450 for 15 minutes, and then dropped it to 325.
That's unreal.
Yeah.
Wow! Now, tell me again the coating.
So I took yellow mustard, anchovy paste, and about 6 cloves of garlic through a garlic press. Mixed it up, and just slathered it.
Okay, so no cheese whiz then. This is a cheese whiz free zone. Okay, all right. I'm just checking. I don't want our viewers to be confused.
His setup's looking nice there too. His plating's coming. He's shaving it. He's about to wrap up this thing too. He's catching up to me. I got to get caught up. I'm getting cocky.
Well, because Brian actually cooked on the show today. You had done some monster prep.
I'm cooking now, so.
Let's go back to Aaron here. Give him a look.
Yeah, Aaron's looks like he's plating up over here.
Yeah, and I'll show you some of the finished product. It's a little wild, and I'll explain why I went with it. So I bought jumbo franks, beef franks. We're up here in Maine. It's pretty much we do the red hot dog thing. I love those. It's strictly what I've always got, but I've come along to the beef hot dogs, and that's what I used here. They're jumbos, so I am putting them on the beef patty and the brioche bun because I couldn't find a bun up here that would have fit that perfectly without looking corny. And we do the Frankfurter thing up here in New England, so those weren't going to work out that well. So I'll show you those in one moment.
I'm going to tell you, these pork ribs are just falling apart. It's perfect.
I get down.
I also made a dessert. I didn't know if I was supposed to.
Yeah.
Mostly because my wife wanted me to make one, but I can show that after.
Okay.
Kind of a Labor Day theme. She's actually told me out the window a couple of times she's getting hungry, so I'm going to pass these off in a little bit.
Yeah, it tends to happen when you have people off screen. They don't understand that you got to, it takes some time you got to be part of the show for a bit.
There's so much pressure cooking with cameras. It's crazy. I've been nervous for like 4 days.
Hey, does anybody know how to get moon cheese out of a keyboard? That's asking for a friend.
Asking for a friend. Asking for a friend.
It doesn't.
All right, hey, we are like way into the show. We got to do Would You Rather real quick. We don't even know what it is. Jonathan, do you have time to do that, or what are you doing right now?
Oh, we're ready. We're ready to go. I did all my pre-prep so we could do Would You Rather, and this one's exciting. Here we go, boys. Would you rather?
Oh, we didn't even do the top 5. Holy cow!
No, we're all over the place.
Your meterator sucks.
That's okay. It's okay. So, would you rather? We keep the Would You Rather, the Nemo theme here. I'm going to mute you again just for a short time, Aaron, just so we can go there.
Yep.
Wow, so relieving. So, would you rather? First question:
We don't know what these are.
or hickory smoked bacon?
Start again.
Applewood or hickory wood smoked bacon?
Apple.
Man, I don't know. I'm gonna go hickory. It's tough though. It's tough.
That is a tough one. You can't go wrong.
Aaron, we actually need to bring you back on. You're going to have to unmute for this because you're going to take part in the Would You Rather as well.
You have to choose one, Aaron. That's the deal.
Yeah, I'll go Applewood because case in point, I'm using that today. So.
Yeah.
I'm going Applewood as well. So Applewood.
All right.
We've got we're in the chat box here. We're mixed. We got William Cooper with hickory smoked. And we got Mama Susan Tobacco with hickory.
Nice. Team Hickory. Yes, thanks somebody, since nobody on the show went with me. Okay.
All right, here we go. Star Wars or Star Trek?
Oh. Is that a question for real?
Yeah, it's a real question.
Star Wars.
I'm going to cheat. Star Wars as a kid, Star Trek as an adult.
Ooh, I'm going Star Wars.
Star Wars for life, I think, for me.
I'm going Star Trek, and I'm following along with Brian too. As a child,
Carney.
Star Wars. As an adult, Star Trek. I just watch it so much now. It's on all the time.
Yeah.
I know it's ow, jeez. So I'm using brioche bread here too. So brioche is going on the side here, double duty. Next question: would you rather sous vide a meat and bone dry aged ribeye, or use lump charcoal for the same piece of beef?
I'll have to go with lump charcoal because I've never did the sous vide, and I think from what I've heard from this show, is that when you cook the steak in a bag, boiled steak in the bag, water?
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Until I do that, I guess I'd have to go with the charcoal.
Charcoal.
Now, is that to get, again, not a professional, but the sous vide, is that just to get the internal temp just completely even all the way through or consistent?
Yes. That's so you don't.
Yes. You physically can't overcook it for starters, and for the most part, and then also it will break down inferior pieces of meat. It will break them down more tender as well.
Okay.
I've got to go with lump charcoal. No question on that.
All right, we have two more here.
Wait, you didn't answer.
By the way, I'm plated.
Oh, I mean,
Jonathan,
of course I prefer lump charcoal. Yeah, lump charcoal.
Well, I just wanted to be sure. We just needed it for the minutes.
Sure. Lump charcoal. Would you rather have one wooden arm or 5 wooden fingers distributed to your preference?
Wow. I'll go wooden arm. But it's always been a dream of mine that if I ever had to be an amputee, replaced with the meat saw from the shoulder down. But
wow,
sorry to go south here. The wood thing.
That escalated quickly.
Who came up with that one?
I'm gonna say
they're all Jonathan's this week. What are you going with, Brian?
5 wooden fingers.
Where would you distribute them?
I guess if they're not middle and ring finger on both hands and one pinky on the right since I'm left-handed.
Okay.
I'm going. I guess I'm going arm. I'm going arm.
What kind of wood on the arm? I want to go.
I'm going with maple or teak.
You have to go with the maple. Yeah, teak. Let's go with teak. That'd be a little more long-lasting, I think.
All right, I'm going with 5 wooden fingers. And here's the final.
This is so random.
Would you rather hear a tree fall in the woods or see a bear shit in the woods?
All right, one more time.
Would you rather hear a tree fall in the woods or see a bear shit in the woods?
I would like to see a beer.
There's a beer.
Yeah, you've been drinking a beer.
Yep.
I'm going to say bear in the woods.
Yeah, I'm going to take the bear, and I'm going to say Jonathan can't come up with these questions anymore.
Yeah. I second that.
All right, I'm going with seeing a bear shit in the woods. So that is our would you rather.
Let's zoom in on Aaron, because I'm like seeing the money shot here with these smash burgers. These burgers that are of smashed essence.
So the most fancy thing about this burger is probably the brioche bun, if I said that correctly. So we got the toasted buns with the patty, butterflied beef frank right there, cooked onions, cheese, and the applewood bacon.
Wait, the hot dogs went on the burger?
Yeah, so maybe I was explaining that on mute because, again, I don't know what I'm doing, but I couldn't find a great hot dog bun here to fit that size of the jumbo fries.
No, I
that
heard that. I
butterflied.
just never.
Okay.
It never. I guess I just never put two and two together. So.
Yeah. So this was like
wow.
10 minutes before the show change. I've had this plan for 4 days, and then I was like, I've seen it before, like at restaurants and some like videos and stuff, and to keep the bread content down, I figured I could probably just throw everything on there.
Hey, sometimes the accidents happen that way, and then, you end up with something really good. So. Yeah, no, I like it.
So did you get the money shot? Because I'm probably going to pass these off to my family and bring the dessert out.
That works. We're gonna jump over to our top fives. So if you want to grab your dessert, we'll do our top fives because we basically had to come up with our top 5 woods. And I think everybody took something different. All we knew the question was top 5 woods. We didn't necessarily know where we're supposed to go with it. So I had Tiger Woods, Ed Wood, Cabin in the Woods, the movie, Woody Harrelson and Woody Guthrie. Brian took Post Oak, Pecan, Mesquite, Peach, and Hickory, and Carney took Mahogany, Cedar, Birch, Maple, and James Woods. So at least we had one person go rogue on that one. We were having trouble coming up with something cool for the wood one.
I mean, the other one that I recommended, which was kind of for the lady viewers on the show, I was going to pick Elwoods. And Elwoods was Reese Witherspoon's character in Legally Blonde, but I decided to go with James Woods instead because I'm a Family Guy fan.
Because you're what?
A Family Guy fan.
Oh, Family Guy?
Yeah, the James Woods
gotcha.
High School. Yeah.
All right, I'm playing it.
Oh, that looks delicious. Get rid of that Top Woods flyer there and let's just show Brian. Make it all about Brian. Everything's about Brian. There we go.
That does
Look at that.
ridiculous.
That looks delicious. Oh, wow. That would be that's like the perfect lunch while watching a football game in a pub.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And just show you the internal temp. That's about perfect right there.
Oh, perfect.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's perfect. All right, Aaron. So what's this dessert here?
Can you see it?
We can't. Well, we see what looks kind of like a pizza, spirally, cheesecakey carpaccio. Is it cheese carpaccio? I don't know.
Oh, I don't even know what that is.
No, I just.
So it's a really simple. A really simple fruit tart with just blueberries and strawberries and like a lime glaze over the top and a cream cheese filling with a simple pastry crust. Wicked easy to make, minimal baking. I was debating between that or a pumpkin-themed dessert going into fall, but it's the end of summer. I figured I'd do something a little more along those lines. So we have all fall for the pumpkin.
Not bringing any pumpkin-related spice items under the show quite yet. I don't know if I'm quite ready to handle that. Let me ask you something.
We're already into the fall here.
Do you live in Maine? Do you live in Maine also?
Oh yeah. I'm
okay.
Kind of about 2 hours kind of west of Carney, maybe a little southwest.
So for Brian and I, we don't know a lot of people from Maine, so we start to develop an impression of what Maine people are. And so I've noticed that you have not, during this entire show, you haven't brought up fiddleheads. Like that hasn't been a thing.
You're not a Maine,
you know what?
Are you?
I don't know what the show is rated, but the thing about fiddleheads is there's nothing wrong with them, but it's like this weird culture in Maine that, and again, I don't want to paint I'm not saying it's everyone, but a lot of people will, they'll take a couple weeks out of their year, a week or whatever, float down a river and just pick them off the riverbanks and sell them out of the back of their pickup. And it's just got this funny, mystique behind it here. It's like a legit thing.
So it's like the same type of people that would normally be following fish around the country to watch the concerts or something. Is what I'm getting.
You know what? That's a very good. Yes, that's a good comparison. Not everybody. I don't want to get hate mail, but yes, you could say that.
All right. We can dispel the popularity of fiddleheads to some extent because everybody doesn't have to name drop fiddleheads. But we're in the poison season, so maybe you're not allowed to.
I mean, I've been offered fiddleheads quite a few times this year, and I just haven't really bid on it yet. So.
Yeah. Well, if they ever have fiddlehead spray cheese, though, then I think you have to at least give it a shot on the hot dog scenario there.
I'm down. I'll throw that everywhere.
All right, Carney, what are you doing? Are you done eating? Are you cooking? What is it? We're like already over on the show.
So here we are. I'm all done. I actually had one of these and tested it. You got the barbecue pork sandwich on brioche bread with a tomato, basil, mint, sage salad. And we've got the Mama Tobacco inspired German potato salad with bacon and homemade dill pickles.
Wowzer.
I will say he can plate. I will say that he's got the Instagram shot right there. You know, I'm too busy eating half the meal along the way.
I've got to take a picture.
Well, Brian didn't take a picture. Oh. Okay, then. So every time you do that, you have to use my hashtag that the hashtag why I suck at Instagram. Anytime you did not take that photo in the beginning, I still want that to take off. So, all right, I guess we got to wrap some things up here, but I do want to throw it over to Carney for an announcement before we wrap things up.
All right, so we mentioned our new partnership here with Meat and Bone, and let's go back over to the screen here. We're going to see their ad here real quick. But as we had discussed, we're going to have a bunch of interactive things. I'm going to mute Aaron here just for a moment. We'll bring you back in a second to close the show out. But we had talked over the last few weeks that we were going to have more interactive programs. We were going to be featuring in-person cigar events, virtual cooking events, virtual cigar events, all sorts of things. And we're proud to announce that we're finally rolling this out. Our soft launch of course, I had this set up perfect, of the La Flor Dominicana Gourmet Smoke Sessions will be on September 24th, 2020 at 7 p.m. You can watch the show live on our YouTube channel at hackinggourmet.com. What this will be, this is an event that's co-opted with Tobacco Leaf in Jessup, Maryland. Their information is available on our website. If you look on here, it says Gourmet Smoke Sessions in the menu bar. You click on there, it'll give you all the details that you need about the event. You can also, on our website, click and visit meatandbone.com, where you search just the word hacking. If you search the word hacking, it'll pop up a package that has been curated by Meat and Bone for this event. You can participate in this event by going to hackinggourmet.com and then visiting Tobacco Leaf. What you'll be able to do is purchase a cigar package from Tobacco Leaf, and then you'll be invited and have access to the virtual session. This session will also be going live in Tobacco Leaf at the same exact time. As a representative from La Flor Dominicana will be at that event doing a cigar event, a rum and cigar pairing. We'll also have Antonio Gomez from La Flor Dominicana Cigars doing a cigar symposium, and myself. Fred will be moderating that event. But what we'll be doing in terms of the Meat and Bone package is the Meat and Bone package we'll be preparing on that show that evening. We'll be preparing a prime tomahawk ribeye. That's 32 to 40 ounces of beef, all prime, USDA prime. I'll be featuring a drunken cheese, which this is all highlighted on the Meat and Bone website. And it will also have a Mediterranean smoked salt. So the concept here is Meat and Bone has put everything together that you will need to actually prepare the food that we'll be preparing on the presentation. You can order this food package up until the show. You can order it during the show and during the broadcast on September 24th, or you can order it after and prepare it after the show by going to meatandbone.com. But this is the beginning of several sessions that we'll have. This is something we'll be doing throughout the end of 2020 and throughout the entire year in 2021. Our plan is to have at least one of these a month. This, as I said, is our soft launch on this. So if you'd like interested in participating, as I said, you can go to our website, visit tobaccoleafjessupmaryland.com. It's tobaccoleafjessupmd.com. Or if you're in the Maryland area, just go into Tobacco Leaf Jessup and ask how to participate, and they'll be having a great in-store event while we're doing a wonderful broadcast on September 24th in conjunction with Meat and Bone. We'll have more announcements as these programs evolve. In October, we're going to be doing essentially a nationwide launch that will be a more broad scale, more involvement, more unique cigars, more unique food. But right now, our first package is an exciting one, the Hacking Gourmet bundle kit for September 24th, 2020 at meatandbone.com, and participate in this as well through visiting Tobacco Leafs Jessup. So an exciting announcement. We're finally bringing these live sessions to you. These will be in person and virtual at the same time, and coordinated through the retailer, Hacking Gourmet, and Meat and Bone. Hacking Gourmet will serve essentially as the hub for these events. So we're very excited for it. Gourmet smoke sessions coming your way very soon.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to. Actually, I was looking online. So they have on the tomahawk in this particular package, they have a marble score. They have a marble score how they rate some of their meats. Which, by the way, we need to talk to them about flavor potential, because I think that's really what that's what they mean to say by marble score. But the tomahawk is actually a 7+, so it's going to be a richer, denser cut. But just so frame of reference, basically 9.5 to 12 is Japanese Wagyu. And then like 7, 8, and half of 9 are Wagyu. So you're talking a pretty impressive cut of steak there. So I put the link over on the Facebook page. You can link right over to Hacking Gourmet's deal there. We're looking forward to that. Last words, Brian. Brian's eating. Last words, Aaron. I'll go back to Brian, because Brian is like a full mouthful of food, which I don't blame him, because if I had that in front of me, I would be eating that as well. Aaron, any last words? Thank you so much for being on the show, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Sorry for the little mix-up there with the wind and knocking over the tablet, but no.
No. That is very on brand for our show.
Like
so don't worry.
No, it was great. It went better than I thought it would on my end. There was a little bit of pressure, I thought, but my wife said the burgers are excellent, so that means more kisses for me tonight, and even more when she has this fruit tart. So yeah, I appreciate it, guys.
Well, I'm glad the family members are happy. Just do me a favor and turn off the camera for anything that happens post meal. I don't think that's important to televise on the show.
Yeah, that would be.
But it's family programming.
Although maybe we would actually get better, maybe we'd increase our ratings sooner. Anyway, thanks so much for being on the show. We really appreciate it. We're definitely going to have you back on. And Brian, last words from you.
All right. Also, I'd like to thank Aaron, and also for him always supporting our show with cutting boards, giveaways, things like that. So thank you very much, man. That's huge for us.
I appreciate it. Thanks for using them. Glad talented people are.
Crap, I forgot to say thanks for the cutting board. Thanks, Brian. Way to show me up.
This might be the best sandwich, not only that I've ever had, but of course that I've ever made. It's freaking amazing.
Wow, nice.
I've blown myself away. It's damn good.
It's nice when that happens. Nice. Yeah. All right, Brian. Well, we'll look forward to seeing you again in a couple weeks. And then, Jonathan, any last words before we head out here and sign off?
No, we got the crew over here eating. Everybody say hi. They didn't wait for me, so that's a good sign. Aaron says hi.
Lincoln legend right there.
Yep. So, we're going to sit down and eat. Great show, Aaron. Thank you for a lifetime of friendship, the support with Wood Butcher. Wood Butcher will be featured at the September 24th event as well with Meat and Bone. So Aaron will be on a live broadcast with us there doing some wood talk. But no, excited for the future. It was a big few weeks. A lot happened since our last show. And 2 weeks from now, September 21st, we'll have another great show. And we'll be that'll be the lead up to our gourmet smoke session.
All right. So everybody, well, thank you for joining us on Wood Butcher Strikes Back. I got the title right that time, because I think Strikes Again would be good too. But anyway, so all the stuff we already talked about. So Hacking Gourmet, make sure you follow us on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and the Google. We'll be back live another 2 weeks from now. So that's September 21st, I believe. And don't forget about the 24th. Don't forget to put that on your calendar as well. Thanks again. Thanks again to our guest, and we'll see everybody later. Thank you.